Diego in lane number 5. We are coming up on race number 34 for the Carley Copley Cup.
Lane 1, back 2.
UCLA, UCSB, St. Mary's, USB.
Lane 4, up 2 inches. Perfect. Start 'em.
Attention.
And we have a start. Lane 1, UCLA coming off cleanly. First place, followed by St. Mary's lane 4. And UC Santa Barbara in lane 3. University of San Diego in lane 5 is apparently a no-show. And we have a mystery crew rowing in lane 6. I didn't get an update on that. So at 100 meters, it's UCLA half a length up on everybody else, followed by lane 4, St. Mary's. St. Mary's rowing about a seat. Well, they're rowing even with lane 6. Lane 6 is pulled even with St. Mary's. Both boats having a 3-seat lead over the UC Santa Barbara crew in lane 3. And at 250 meters, it's still UCLA rowing strongly and cleanly. UCLA about 6 seats up over the boat in lane 6. Lane 6 now holding 3 seats over St. Mary's. St. Mary's holding 4 to 5 seats over UC Santa Barbara. Pretty much settled down quickly here to UCLA lead, followed by the boat in lane 6. Lane 6 now holding 5 seats over St. Mary's. Lane 6 is pulling up slowly on UCLA as we go along here. UCLA is still holding about 6 seats over lane 6. UCLA in the lead, holding about 6 seats over lane 6. They're holding just about 7 seats over St. Mary's. St. Mary's having a boat length lead on UC Santa Barbara. So as we approach 500 and we go through 500, it's UCLA now once again beginning to exert themselves, holding almost a full length lead over lane 6. Lane 6 holding 7 seats over St. Mary's. St. Mary's has open water over UC Santa Barbara.
Well, at 500 meters, we have a little bit of confusion about who we have in the race here, but we'll call it this way. UCLA is rowing out of lane number 1. In lane number 2, it's open. Out in lane number 3, it's the University of California, Santa Barbara in 4th position currently. And in lane 4, St. Mary's currently holds down the 3rd position. And the Phantom boat out in lane 6, for which we have not been notified who that happens to be, they are currently representing themselves in the 2nd position. Charles, would you like to comment about the boat in lane 6?
I knew you were going to do that. Not really sure, though. I can see they're rowing in a Vespoli, and I can see that they seem to be rowing in uniforms which don't match the blades that they're rowing with. But as is often the case with the open events, my best guess is that we're looking at the UCLA 3rd varsity, and possibly even the same from St. Mary's. If not that, then it's a 2nd novice boat from some of these programs which don't have an event to slot these crews into, so they tend to fall into the catch-all of the open. Well, that would make sense. I've just been informed that the crew out in lane 6 is Drexel University. And that would make sense because Drexel in the women's Cal Cap this morning, as far as I could make out when I was the 500-meter commentator, missed their start. And they turned up for the heat after the one they were supposed to be in. So the organisers may well have allowed them to start in the open 8 so that their trip across here from Pennsylvania is not wasted.
Well, frankly, that's nice to hear. So we're talking about UCLA in lane number 1. Lane 2 is vacant. The University of California, Santa Barbara is out in lane 3. St. Mary's in 4. And we're going to identify the lane 6 crew as Drexel. And they are pretty well spread out right now, so it's a little hard to get the positioning exact. In the early going, it was UCLA along the shoreline, and it looks as though they may still be in a positive position with Drexel on the far outside, certainly not going away. And then we're going to look inside to St. Mary's with Santa Barbara some open water back. The Santa Barbara crew is a lane 3 is what Santa Barbara's in. UCLA along the shoreline in lane number 1. So let's just check positionings here. It is rather difficult to tell across the water there, but it appears that UCLA continues to hold on to their edge. On the far outside is Drexel. Then let's come back to the center of the course and St. Mary's, and trailing is Santa Barbara. This is UCLA along the shoreline. And they appear to be holding off Drexel on the outside, but Drexel certainly is not going away. St. Mary's is open water back, that third crew, and then even more open water back is Santa Barbara. This is race number 34. It is the Women's Open. It is the Carley Copley Cup. And it is UCLA, Santa Barbara, St. Mary's, and Drexel rowing down the way. Along the shoreline, UCLA. And outside, we've been informed that is Drexel. St. Mary's would be the dark boat in the middle. And out for exercise is Santa Barbara. This is UCLA. They have some open water back to Drexel. About a boat length of open water. And about 2 boat lengths back to St. Mary's, and then this would be Santa Barbara trailing. Once again, no disrespect to our crews that are on the water, but we have some housekeeping to catch up with, and we're going to check on official results from prior races. Charles?
Well, let's go back to the Men's Masters E, won by Marin in a time of 6:56 dead. Second, Cambridge. Third, Willamette. Fourth, Palo Alto. Fifth, Los Gatos. Sixth, Rio Salado. The Women's Masters E, a win for Portland in 7:54 dead. Sacramento State were disqualified. A reason I haven't been given a reason for that disqualification. So second were Los Gatos and third were Ashland. The Men's Masters F final. A win for Long Beach. Second, San Diego. Third, Marin. Fourth, Compote. Fifth, Rocky Mountain. Sixth, University Barge. And seventh, Avalon. In the Women's Open Heat A, in the Women's Masters F final, a win for San Diego Rowing Club in a time of 8 minutes 10.6 seconds. Second, Masters Coaching. Third, Marin. Fourth, Avalon. And fifth, PT Cruisers. And finally, the Women's Open Heat A, a win for USC in 7:24.4. Second, Irvine. Third, Bear Island. Fourth, UC San Diego alumni. Fifth, UC Santa Barbara alumni.
We are getting ready for race number 35. This would be another heat, the third and final heat in the Women's Open. Carley